National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
My name is Cindy Bennett, and I am a first-year PhD student at the University of Washington in the Human-Centered Design and Engineering Department. I am interested in making the design of technologies more accessible for blind people. Growing up in North Carolina, I always knew what the National Federation of the Blind was, but I was never particularly involved in the organization until I was 17. At the time, our affiliate president, Gary Ray, told my parents that I needed to go to this thing called Washington Seminar. So I went and was completely blown away as a bunch of blind people, including myself, met on Capitol Hill with our Congress members and told them what we wanted. One night during Washington Seminar, some friends and I wanted to try a new restaurant, and this event was particularly meaningful to me because it was my first experience going anywhere with a group of just blind people. I was amazed that there were no questions about how we were going to get to the restaurant or who was going to help us get there. We just went. One of the other pieces of this story, which is more funny, is that we walked into a restaurant and all 9 of us sat down and the server started reading the menu, and we realized we were in the restaurant next door. So we had to politely get up and mention that our reservations were next door and kind of proceed on our way. And what I learned from that instance, which we still laugh about now, is that I didn't have to let a mistake ruin my day. I could make mistakes and I could laugh about them. As I continued on, I did my undergrad in psychology, and although I was very successful and made good grades, I felt a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. I was deathly afraid of doing things on my own, and I made a lot of good friends who helped me out, but as a senior in college, I realized that I couldn't get away with that forever. So I decided to enroll in a training center called Blind Incorporated after I graduated from college. Blind Incorporated is located in Minneapolis, and they train blind people like me to become confident in using non-visual skills to complete everyday tasks. Every class I took at Blind Incorporated vastly improved my confidence. For example, one of my biggest fears going into training was using public transportation. However, using the bus quickly became my best friend and favorite activity, as I learned that I no longer had to rely on anyone else to go where I wanted to go. I became a frequent visitor of new restaurants, and I even enjoyed running errands on my own, which is something I never dreamed I would enjoy. One class, Industrial Art, was particularly meaningful. As a child, I never believed that I could be an artist, but my instructor, who is an accomplished blind carpenter himself, named George Wurtzel, taught me that I could be an artist and that I should make art. The class soon became my oasis from stress, and I created 3 beautiful pieces while I was in training. I made a manual coffee grinder with a wooden box built around the grinding mechanism. I created a picture frame, and I built an outdoor bench. Now, the city streets are mine. I couldn't imagine living anywhere but Seattle and relying on public transportation to live the life that I want every day. But I never forget the conscious decision that I had to make to go to Blind Incorporated so I could gain the skills necessary to live the life I want. By attending Blind Incorporated and by being a leader in the National Federation of the Blind, I have gained an immense support network of blind friends. We pass around ideas when we aren't sure how to do something, and most importantly, we support each other. Before I got training at Blind Incorporated, I was an emotional mess hiding behind paper successes. Now, I make choices about when to ask for help, when to go somewhere with a friend, and when to spend some time by myself. Most importantly, now, I am living the life that I want, and I strive to convince others that it is the best way to live.
For more information about the National Federation of the Blind, please visit www.nfb.org. or call 410 659 9314.